My name is Corey Sobel, and 23, just graduated. I hate my job. I work 3 days a week, and I'm here to support the cause. Slept here for the first time last night, and it was an experience of a lifetime. I'm going to get as many of my friends as possible and family to come here. I'm going to try and get them to sleep here as well. I think we need more people to come. I think this is a good start, but it's not quite enough. I think you can't explain this to someone fully and what it really is, and I think the only way you can experience it is by coming here to fully understand what we're doing and to appreciate all the beauty that's around us with every person who has a different idea of what's going on. Coming here, I had no idea what to expect. I looked up stuff, I read stuff about it, and I just didn't fully understand until I got here what it was all about. And I'm glad I did. So it's the start of a revolution for change, and a peaceful one, like my friend said, one that can inspire others, maybe in other states and in other countries, and we have. I feel like it's been a start of something beautiful. I think that, like I said before, it's a beginning, and we still have a lot of growth, a lot of room to grow here. So
what was it about sleeping here that you loved so much?
Basically, from my own experience, I didn't know anyone else here, but I still feel the love from everyone else, and I felt safe, even with the cops there and in an open area. It was such a nice night. It was warm. It was like Mother Nature was helping us out too. She was like, we're gonna keep this going for as long as we can, this beautiful warm weather we're having. And just the people, they were very friendly. People are up all night, so if I want a conversation, I can have a conversation at any time. If I want to sleep, I can sleep. It's quiet enough for anyone to just be here. So it's whatever goes, however you want it to be.
And why did you choose that to write on your sign?
For this sign, I wanted something different. I wanted to see what other people thought of what was going on, because you have your own opinion, but it's always good to hear a different opinion, to get a different take on what the situation is, to fully understand what their theory on everything is.
Why do you hate your job?
I hate my job because I feel like I'm not going anywhere with it, and it's not helping anyone except for the corporation, unfortunately. That's all it is. I work at Staples, and it's just not productive for me. It's not helping anyone but the corporation make money, and I honestly feel like a telemarketer at times because they want me to sell shit that I don't really want to sell.
And what would you want to be doing instead?
I'm 23 and I have no idea what I want to be doing with my life. Something that helps people ultimately is the goal, and I feel like this is a good start, helping out these people is a good start to my career, and we'll see if it goes anywhere from here. Change is what you make of it. Change is what you believe, and always being positive.
And do you believe that this change can come from government, corporations? I mean, they're the same greedy people as before.
Right. Like you said, how we put the government in power, but the corporations took over the government with lobbying and just paying politicians off, ultimately bribing them, lobbying, and other ways too. I probably don't even know all the ways.
So how do you change that? I mean, granted, it's another huge boat, just like the government. How do you? What's the plan? I mean,
it's one person at a time, and everyone coming together and really voicing their opinions, like I'm doing right now. And everyone has a different opinion about what's going on and how it can be fixed. And there might not be one right opinion, but if we can all sort of come together and agree that things need to be changed, they will be changed.
Someone said earlier this week that America's big problem is that we don't see ourselves as poor and disenfranchised, as like the poor and disenfranchised. We see ourselves as rich who are temporarily down on their luck. And that's just that. And that's that whole mentality, like screwed us over as a country. And I totally agree with that.
So what's the solution? How can you? I mean,
one of the biggest problems I see with our generation, or a lot of the generations, is just that we think freedom is supposed to be given to us, and that's not how it's supposed to be. You have to fight for your freedom if you really want it. You can't just say, this is how it's going to be. Oh, well, I guess things are getting worse, so we have to accept them. No, you don't. No, you don't. Someone asked me, you know, stuff like this happens all the time in other countries. Why should we change it? And I said, why shouldn't we change it? Why should we just accept what's happening? It's not right, even though it happens in other countries. Let's be the change that we want to see. Not to sound like everyone else, but that it's a good phrase. Ideally for me, I would love to see a lot of the politicians back us. I know Al Sharpton was here yesterday. I would like to see Obama take a good stance on this. I would love to see ultimately jobs be created, and it doesn't have to be created by the corporations. It can be created by the government. There's a lot of jobs that can just be created just out of the money they have to spend, and I feel like they spend their money incorrectly. I think that's a big part of it. I think there are other aspects to it as well, but finance, I think that might be the one thing that's bringing everyone here, because everyone's struggling in their own way with either jobs or not having a house to live in, or just being frustrated with everything that the government has not done for us in general. And finances, unfortunately, money is a big part of it. I would love to say that it's not, but it is.
A lot of people, and I hear a lot about the government, and it's true, to a large extent they're supposed to represent the people, but I mean, we mustn't forget that we created them to begin with. So I mean, don't you think that the change needs to start here with us, in our point of view, the way we perceive it? I mean, that's the only way they'll change.
Absolutely. I think that's why we're doing what we're doing here, is to show them that we're tired of what's going on, and we want the change that you haven't given to us. This is the first time I feel like our voices are really being heard. Media's finally paying attention to us. It's growing every day, every week. We're almost up to a month now with what's been going on, and that's a big step. I would never expect to see something like this happen, because it so rarely does it happen that a revolution occurs.
If you had to define in one word, what is change?
That's such a tough question.
You know, a lot of people we spoke to in the park, they said that actually there's a kind of inherent issue with the society in which we live. That society that promotes competitiveness and selfish consumption and really kind of rampant narcissistic egoism. And that's just the same society that gave birth to the government, the corporation, even us. The fact that we're kind of small egoists, but we're still part of the same society. And they said that maybe only way to change it is to actually change our social values. Is this something that you think can work?